A group of Hazelwood students that were enrolled in Journalism 2 wrote articles for the Spectrum, which was the school's newspaper. The students submitted 2 articles which contained stories affiliated with divorce and pregnancy. The problem at hand was that the articles were about students who currently attended the high school. Principal Robert Reynolds reviewed these pieces in May 1983 before they were sent out on campus. Reynolds found these articles inappropriate and sensitive to the younger eyes and safety of the woman's identity, so he would not allow the students to publish these writings. Kathy Kohlmeyer and the other journalists felt that this was a violation to their First Amendment of the people's rights and took the case to the U.S. District Court for the Eastern District of Missouri. The students lost the court case in Missouri and appealed the verdict. They next took the case to the U.S. Capitol Court of Appeals for the 8th Circuit. The students won this case, but now the school appealed to the U.S. Supreme Court. The arguments of the appellants was that the students thought it was a direct violation of their First Amendment rights to free speech. Kathy Kohlmeyer also argued that the news printed in her publication did not break any laws with regard to the public school system. The respondent's first argument was that the subject matter of teen pregnancy and divorce were not appropriate for the younger students at the school. He didn't believe that the school newspaper should be writing about sex and birth control when the audience were still 14 and 15 years old. His second argument was that the teenage students' identities would be figured out even though their names would be changed in the paper. Finally, he felt that the article blamed the father for the separation of the students' family's marriage. The piece that troubled him most was that the father or mother was never given a chance to give comments to the school newspaper. The Supreme Court's decision was in favor of the school with the 5-3 judge ratio on January 13, 1988. Justice White, Chief Justice Rehnquist, and Justice O'Connor and Scalia voted for the majority with Byron R. while writing the majority decision. There were no concurrent opinions for this case. The author of the dissenting opinion was William Joseph Brennan, Jr. The other justices who signed were Thurgood Marshall and Harry Andrew Blackmun. This dealt with the First Amendment and the Bill of Rights, freedom of press. This case changed the interpretation of the Constitution. The significance of this case was that it limited the rights of freedom of press within schools. I agree with the court's decision because there were younger teens that shouldn't be exposed to this. Also, the father of the divorce wasn't given a chance to comment. This case has a lasting importance today, limiting freedom of press